Because of the global situation today, the focus was too much on the war.
Yes, indeed.
But getting a consensus on it after this dreaded decade of 9/11, economic collapse, pandemic, and the war, I think the global situation needs some kind of direction.
Absolutely.
And you have been able to do it here because, unlike Bali, because Bali was also a consensus document. But here it is more general, but at the same time more specific. That is the advantage I have. How are you able to get the West not to name Russia specifically, which happened in Bali? Maybe that's what the Russians were trying to do.
No, I think, please do understand, you had the West, yes, you had Russia, yes, no question, but there were a lot of other countries in between. And
yes, everybody did not support the resolutions in the General Assembly.
Yeah, so and these countries were essentially saying, look, after Bali, we all signed up to Bali,
right,
okay, including the Russians. After Bali, many things have happened. The Black Sea grain corridor came about, then it collapsed.
And
today,
the war itself increased.
Yeah, yes, the violence has increased, the infrastructure is being targeted. Okay, there is also some effort today at some kind of dialogue, whether serious and feasible, different issue. So, do we stop the clock in Bali and say, okay, in Bali we decided this, so every G20 meeting we will keep repeating what happens in Bali? That is not how diplomacy works, that is certainly not how multilateralism works.
Absolutely.
So, what we were
trying to be a gradual
we were trying to capture everything which happened between Bali and Delhi.
And the Russians do not feel they are isolated.
Ultimately, we have to carry everybody. There is no country which will say, okay, that set of paragraphs, I got everything I wanted. Everybody compromised. But that is the nature of multilateralism.
Yes, make everybody equally unhappy. That is it. But interestingly, President Macron said this was not a victory for Russia. I don't know why he made that statement.
No, I think his point was that it was not one point of view prevailing against another point of view. Every country, and this is, I can bear witness to it. Till the 11th hour, after all, everybody was haggling over, this word, that sentence, this formulation, this sequencing of how something should come. So, there was a lot of give and take. You've been in these back rooms where these
for 20 years.
Yes, these negotiations.
It has its own dynamics.
Yes, yes. So, I think he was trying to express that. I also feel that where we ended up was a good position, because it captured the entirety of issues today. Right. For me, repeating Bali and diverging from Bali was a false way of presenting the issue. The issue was not Bali. I keep telling people, this is not Bali, this is New Delhi.
I heard that.
Yes. So, New Delhi, a New Delhi outcome had to be forged, and a New Delhi outcome.
And this has really the stamp of India on it. There is no question. There is no question about it.
If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.